Hey guys, today I've got a tutorial for you on the Kong vault. I'm going to do this tutorial in two parts, progressions and techniques. So we'll start with the progressions. The first one is you find an object, doesn't matter how thin really, but no thicker than that is, that's probably too thick. And about hip height, so this is good. Any brick wall or anything like that will be fine. So if you can do a side fault, that's great. If you don't know what it is, it's when you just put your hands on, you kick your legs up, so you just jump with your legs and pull them around to the side, like that. Then the next progression is to get that side vault and make it a little bit more through your hands. So try and go through one hand, so both feet aim for one hand instead of bringing it around the side of both. So that should look like this. For that, you just practice and trying to get it through more through the middle, so eventually you can do a Kong vault straight through your hands. Another progression you can use is one where you have to find a much longer object, but it can be the same height. So if the object you were using before has nothing on either side of it, you can just use that the same. So what you're going to do is run up, put your hands on, jump, and try and put your feet on the edge of the object next to your hands. So that should look like this. So after you've done that, the next thing is try and get your feet slightly past your hands by really trying to drive your legs up in the air and pushing your hands a bit more. So that should look like this. Once you've done that, it's time to try and go all the way past your hands to a good themaybe 30 centimeters past. If you can do this, then you know you're ready for doing it on an obstacle, which you might clip your feet on, and there's nothing to land on the other side. And if you get really good, you can try and clear the whole thing. So once you know you can clear the object, it's time to actually do it. So, the technique. We start. This is the most important part, is the run-up, because this will decide whether you can get over or not. So, you need to do something called a gather step, which I did explain in my side flip tutorial, but not completely. So, I jump off my left foot, as you probably know by now if you watch my tutorials. So if you do your right foot, you just do exactly the opposite of me. So I take a few steps, run up, maybe 4 meters, 5 meters, run. And my last two steps here are key. So, come off my left foot and quickly do right, left, and put my hands on. This is important because coming off one foot isn't good because it just doesn't give you any power. But if you come off 2 foot, you get a lot of power, but it's really bad for your knees over time and if you're doing it on concrete. So once you've done your gather step, you should be in a low crouch position. So the next thing from here is to come up and put your hands on. The classic mistake is to jump and then put your hands, but that just looks wrong. And you can't get as much power, speed or momentum using this. And that's generally how people overdo it and end up whacking their face on the floor, which I might have done before. So what you actually need to do is go down, put your hands up as you're down, and then jump. If you've done your jump and your hands are on, the next thing is obviously the middle bit, pulling your feet through. So this is where people often get confused because they think, oh, I need to pull my feet all the way through my hands. But you don't. If you did that, you would just clip your feet and land on your head. So what I actually do is push off your hands. So actually, by the time that your feet are coming through, your hands are actually off the obstacle. Obviously, this is a bit of an exaggeration, but it should be something like this. So you have to take the hands off in the middle, and then you won't clip your feet. So the next part is the landing. So once you've pulled through, you have to push the object back behind you, and then stick your feet out so you don't over-rotate or trip over. So you stick your feet out, push it behind you, and then land as you would any other move, bent legs. Yeah. So once you've got really good at the normal Kong, you can start doing variations like the dive Kong, where before I was saying about how you should put your hands on first, but with a dive Kong, if you want to learn a dive Kong, it's quite good to have the other one where you jump and then put your hands on, because essentially, dive Kong, that's what a dive Kong is. You're jumping, diving, and then pulling through to the Kong. So this is an example. Another variation you can do is called a Kong precision, which is basically the opposite of the dive Kong. It's where you want to get really low, hands on way before, and you pull as hard as you can, so you can get far distance and you can try and land on another object. Another one is called a cast gainer. By the way, it's actually called a cast vault. A cast gainer is something completely different. Really good for doing it when you're doing over higher things where you've just climbed the wall. So it's like a Kong but off your stomach. Maybe I'll do a tutorial on that one day. Maybe I won't, but I might. Next one, I definitely will do a tutorial on one day because it's really good because you can do it without any speed on things about chest level. It's called a cash vault. It's a combination of a Kong vault and a dash vault, which might be next time's tutorial. So that looks like this. So the next one is a bit more advanced. It's for people who can already do a front flip. I haven't yet got a tutorial on that, but one day I will. So it's called a Kong front. It's when you do a Kong and you pull in to tuck and do a front flip. So that looks like this. The final Kong variation, which I can think of off the top of my head, is something that is way, way more advanced than I am. So I can't do it. It's called a Kong gainer. It's when you do a Kong, you pull through, and then instead of landing, you pull backwards into a gainer. So I'll show you the clip. This is Calen Chan. He is the master of Kong gainers. So that's going to be the end of the video. I hope it was helpful, and I hope it's really going to help you learn a Kong vault. So remember to like, share and subscribe, and thanks for watching.